They're so beautiful. I find the desert really beautiful. I love living here. I really am happy here. And I got the greatest dogs. Right there, Mr. Joe and Miss Cinnamon. Hi, I'm Wesley Smith, and we're in my studio. But we're here at the engine runs of the Angel. The first engine runs, we didn't know it was going to run too well. You think there might be a little bit of a miss here, but it seems to be running pretty well. In fact, I think it's about ready to take off. We've had to tie it down and chain it to make sure it didn't take off. But it looks like the engine runs are successful. At this time, NASA is confirming from satellite images. And anyway, let me give you a little tour of my studio. This is my welder, and I'd like to have a wire welder someday, but stick's probably the most versatile. You can weld through really rusty stuff. It's really nice because I love to work in rust. This is basically my studio right here. Quick overall. I live in Arizona. You don't really need much because it's always nice here. It gets really hot in the summer. It's May right now, and it's in the evening. It's really windy. It's beautiful. As you can see, the engines are running just wonderful on this sculpture. We have a very quiet motor too. It's really good. But anyway, this is my studio right here. There's my welding table where I do most of my work. I like a lot of projects at one time, so I have a lot of tables spread out where I build a lot of stuff. There's a bunch of guns being worked on. I got some projects there, some projects there. A lot of really great looking stuff that I found that I kind of all keep it out so you can see it and it'll give you inspiration. I like a lot of mechanical stuff, a lot of rusty stuff. The rustier the better. I love rust. I love the color of rust. I love the oranges, browns, grayish browns. There's just such a wide spectrum of beautiful colors in rust that it really attracts me. So I collect a lot of rusty stuff. As I was saying, I live out in the desert, so there's some really great rusty metal out here. This is probably 100 years old, I don't know, but it's really a nice piece of metal that I found. It has some really nice pits, and it's beautiful. And then, like I was saying, I spread my stuff out. I really need to be able to look at everything and see. As I'm building stuff, I work on several different projects at a time, and if I can't figure something going on one project, I just work on another project, and if something ain't coming up with that one, I just work on another one, and I constantly rearrange all my stuff so that I'm aware of what kind of metals I have and what kind of parts I have, and I kind of keep springs with springs and rounds with rounds and squares with squares, and this is a constant thing that's always happening here. That's the only way you can really keep abreast of what kind of stuff you have. And as I say, when you're working and cleaning and moving things around, everything it just falls into place. There are times when you just can't put things on fast enough because you say, oh, this fits, oh, this fits here, oh, that fits there, oh, this fits here. One of the things I've been doing is making a wall here. I use filing cabinets. I take my plasma cutter, I cut off the front side of it, so I get some nice sheet metal out of that. Then I make shelves out of the where the drawers used to be, and then I use some of the drawers for the top shelf. And so my neighbors don't have to look at my collection, because some people may not really think that a studio is really necessary in the middle of the desert. Here is just all aircraft parts that have planes that have crashed out in the desert, and I have found pieces of parts of them. There's no really complete planes anymore, but if you keep your eyes open, you'll find all sorts of really cool stuff. And so anyway, that's all aircraft parts. More shelving. Again, I keep collecting metal. Metal is worth a lot of money, and rusty metal, you just can't buy it. And I know you can spray different things to rust things, but actually the rust that comes from things that's sitting in the desert is so much better than anything you can apply. And when you can find some really old stuff that's been out in the desert, it just has a wonderful color and texture to it that you just have to collect it and find it. I don't know if other parts of the country have that type of thing anymore or not, but anyway, here's something that I just built on the studio here. I can keep my chop saw and my air compressor and my welder out here. I don't have to have them cover them every time I use them and uncover them. That got to be a lot of work. So now I can just keep the main tools out here in the open. A little work table here. This is a van that I originally came out to Arizona in. I lived in a van as I traveled around the country. This came out of an old camera, just like you'd use on a TV show back in the 50s. I found them at a dump when I was in college, and I put them inside my van. I had the whole back of my van done just like this, the wall behind the driver's seat, and people used to wonder what the hell that was. And so anyway, that was the first use of these as in an art sculpture. And then I put them in the back of the helicopter here. These things here would have been the knobs for the adjustments behind here. And this is how you change the lenses with this knob right here. Entry. I got a little tired of that. So then I built this, I bought this 35-foot travel trailer. And I lived in that, and then I live in that now still. And I built this as a shop. This was my first shop right here. This trailer, I built this, and of course I had to get a four-wheel drive. I was into sand rails for a while, but yeah, four-wheel drives are the way to go. So anyway, shade's the most important thing out in Arizona. It doesn't really rain very often. It's not a real big problem. Hi, I'm Wes, and I'm the owner of Wes's Used Helicopters. That's right, come on down and buy a helicopter from me. I can show you the latest models with the highest armament of any helicopters around. Why, if you can buy a helicopter better armed than mine, well, you're welcome to it. My helicopters come complete with a pilot and all your gauges, dials, switches, and everything else you'd need to fly a helicopter. It has that big 4-cylinder with a racing chain drive in it. You will not find this in any other helicopter yard. This has the turbo for extra speed in case you need to do a couple strafing runs. And hell, if you get a little scared and wet your panties, while you have a dryer right here so you can dry your clothes. So come on down to Wes's Used Helicopters. Come on down to Wes's Used Helicopters and buy a helicopter from me. This is more of my collection here. I forgot about this part over here. Most of this is really old stuff in here. I mean, old as far as antique wise. You got some wagon wheels that are just going to be wonderful in a sculpture. This is live at the Arizona Angel Engine Runs. So make sure you guys come out for it. Admission's cheap, and we'll be drinking later. Of course, we'd be drinking if it didn't work too. So anymore, I'm not allowed to say any more than that. Okay, well, we're gonna have to write a script because I don't know what to say. Some things. Oh. And there's my pet dove. It pretends it doesn't see me, but actually it's mad because I'm bothering it. And there's a lot of this stuff is from flea markets and yard sales and thrift stores. There's the balls from where they grind up the rock and the mills. I got all sorts of stuff I've been saving. There's lots of good sculptures here. Oh, there's another dove. So, this is actually a part-time home for doves. You'd think they would find a little better spot. Oh! Scared the hell out of me. So, anyway, and these are helicopter parts. Right here. Come on down to Wes's Used Helicopters. That's right, we have all the latest models. You can get a great deal today on Memorial Day sale, or the Christmas Day sale, or the Black Friday Day sale, whatever the hell it is. We will give you a great deal, and you won't buy a helicopter cheaper anywhere else. We got your brand new, slightly used by a little old lady on Sunday helicopter engine with your oversized racing drivetrain. The pilot comes complete in this helicopter. Now, how many helicopters can you buy a pilot with the helicopter? This one comes complete with it. You have your automatic transmission for those of you who don't like to use a clutch. You got your trailer disconnect. You got all the switches, gauges, and dials you need up there. And a full line of hot and cold running water here. Well, if you've probably heard, stress can be the leading killer of metal sculptures. And this sculpture right here was wound a little too tight. And this thing also changes. You can change the direction of it. It's starting not to be able to. Look at that. Look at that, huh? What more do you want out of life? This is actually the perfect garden sculpture. This you can have flowers on it, and you can change the direction if different ones need different shade, huh? But wait, don't order yet, because you also get So come on down to Wes's Used Helicopters. That's right, Wes's Used Helicopters. Only slightly used on Sunday to go to church. These are the biggest, badass, four-wheel or off-the-road vehicles you could ever possibly want right here. Makes off-road. This is the biggest, baddest Toyota off-road vehicle you can buy. Let me give you the hand cam. And there's also a really great piece of really old pipe. He also found that for me. My friend Art gives me a lot of really cool stuff. He's a really big hunter. And oh my God, there's a bird that crapped on her nose, poor lady. Oh. So anyway, what a great gun, huh? And what a great pair of shoes. I really like these shoes. Ragged top, and look at this cactus. Isn't this cactus just gorgeous? And we have a sunset going on here. This is the only time you can come out and walk the dogs. The dogs can't take the heat too much. So we always come out here at nighttime or evening. But what a beautiful place. What a wonderful place to live. I've never regretted moving here. I love the desert. I love the beauty. And this is May. So look at that cactus. Look at that cactus. Hi everybody! You just have to come on down to Wes's Used Helicopters. That's right. We have the Best Buy. We are CD19 compliant. You probably will not catch it from our place. All these surfaces have not been touched in a couple weeks, so they will not have any germs on them. There you go. So come on down to Wes's Helicopters. That's it. Now I'm getting the idea. Well, it's not hard to gauge this woman. And like I said before, you can just see the wheels and gears moving in her head. There is a lot of stuff in this. I put a lot of time into this baby. This also was a girl that I was once madly in love with. I always hoped that if I build a sculpture of her, she would come, but so much for that theory. It didn't happen. She has really nice headlights. I think I mentioned that before. And anyway, so that's my woman. What a beautiful day. This spring. It's really lovely out in the desert. The heat hasn't hit yet. It is a nice day. Alright. If you're looking for a knight in rusting armor, we have the biggest selection right here. You can come on down here now. We got your knight with the squad assault weapon in it. Some great headlights. Also nice boots. Fine derriere with a dump valve in the back for emergencies. And these are all World War II bombs that I've found out in the desert. They were practice bombs. They didn't really have any explosives. This is the tail right here. You can see there's a fake detonator, and this is what happens when they hit the ground. You can see there's the nose of a bomb right there. There's another tail. They get pretty mangled up. There's another fake detonator here. You need a lot of projects, because if you sit there and dwell on one project, you may not get anything done. So if things aren't popping for one sculpture, you just move around and do another sculpture. So this here is an outboard motor control that I found out in the desert with a whole boat. I mean, I'm walking through the desert in the middle of nowhere. There's a boat sitting out there, and there's this control that I took off. That's been with me quite a few years. You have the woman that shot me down. That's right. And she'll shoot you down too. She was originally going to be the woman that, what drives a woman, was life stepped in there, and now she became the woman that shot me down. Needless to say, I never got to meet her. Anyway, she has complete with ammunition, and your emergency parking brake has a 4-speed shifter. Everybody says she's really steam. That's because she is. She has a steam engine. There's a great bunch of drive parts in there. Again, a nice organic shape to cover her up. Everything but the kitchen sink. So come on down to West's Used Sculptures. Here's some nice shots of the desert. This is kind of a nice area here. I really love this area. A lot of saguaros. This is definitely beautiful, huh? To me. There's a jumping cholla, or jumping cactus. That can cause a lot of pain. And behind the sun, right next to the sun, is Ragged Top Mountain. And there's the mines are back. There's some mines back there. And anyway, so